Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome to the club. If you've never been to the channel, Unconformed with another edition. We talk about all things Liverpool. And today, of course, we are talking about Liverpool versus Manchester United. And if you're a Liverpool fan, you are very, very happy today. I am. Let's go, boys. And I just noticed that we low-key have been wearing the new crest for a while now, but that's besides the point. A 3-0 win for Liverpool, and there's not much more you can ask from that team. There's not much more you can ask from Arne Slot, and it's starting to look like, whether you're FSG in or FSG out, I don't give a damn, that the management team and the coaching staff have played a blinder. They've played a blinder with some of the decisions that they've made, and for spending's sake, this was a great example of you spend for spending's sake with Manchester United, and you spend when you need to with Liverpool, right? You have Delete in there, you have Licha in there, you have Ryan Xerxes in there, you have Casemiro in there. A bunch of these players that they've spent big money on all have had bad games today. And I'm very, very grateful that we spend when we absolutely need to, and we spend smartly. And I'm going to highlight a couple players here that's going to kind of prove my point. And I know some of you are probably already running to the comments saying that I'm some sort of FSG bot, but I'm not. Hear me out here. The players of the match, and I would say there's multiple players of the match, but if I had to pick one, it's Ryan Gravenberch. And coupled with McAllister and Szoboszlai, right? But if I had to pick one, it would be Ryan. The way that he controlled that first half and sunned Kobbie Mainoo, a guy that a lot of people are saying he's the next Clarence Seedorf, he's the next savior of England. He made Kobbie look like he didn't know how to play football at times. And I don't think that's very easy to do. And I rate Kobbie Mainoo very highly, actually. I think Ryan Gravenberch may actually be just that good. And I've been saying this for a while. If you've been following the channel for a long time, Ryan was at a time considered number one or number two best young midfielders in the world at one point. It was between him and Jude Bellingham. And I vividly remember this. And Bayern Munich getting him from Ajax was like a major coup. Of course, we all know how that panned out. But I think we are seeing now the best of Ryan Gravenberch. Also want to bring up the other two that's in that midfield, Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai, who is a very close second in the man of the match for me. I know the goal scorers did amazing today. I know Lucho was very clinical, which I love to see, and I'll talk about him in a second. But I want to bring that attention to that midfield because I don't think people are talking about this enough. I don't think we understand. We spent 120 million on that midfield last season. Actually, more than that. Maybe 130 or 140, because I know Maka was 25. I think Ryan was like 40. And Sabo was 70, right? We spent a good amount of money rebuilding this midfield and hopefully solving the problem that we've had in the midfield for a while now. And I think Klopp low-key did. And that was like the ultimate parting gift for him, from him to Arne Slot. The way that Arne has been able to transform this midfield and transform Ryan into the player that he's needed to be in the past month, guys. We're talking about a month. We're not talking about over a season. We're talking about a month. So he's only going to get better and better. Has been nothing short of a miracle. Or maybe that talent was actually always there. We know Sabo was good, but him playing in this number 10 role with positional freedom, the freedom to get back in track, the freedom to go right, to go left, whatever it might be, has been reaping dividends. Yes, I know he missed a wide open net, but besides that, him and Ryan and Maka, who is an unsung hero, I think, and is able to play his way out of such tight spaces so well, and I think we don't talk about that enough. They ran this game, and they ran this midfield a midfield with a prodigy in it, with Kobbie Mainoo, right? An all-time Man United player, which a lot of Man United fans agree with, Bruno Fernandes, obviously their best player, and Casemiro, who was supposed to be brought in as the missing piece, which we know, obviously, that isn't the case. But I don't think Manu Ugarte, their new signing, would have made a difference today, if you want me to be very, very honest. This is a team that actually spent money last season, Liverpool, smartly and in the right places, and were opportunistic and took advantage of Maka's release clause, Sabo's release clause, and a Ryan Gravenberch who was in a situation that he probably wasn't benefiting from. Not probably, he wasn't benefiting from, right? All of these opportunistic signings and spending over $100 million on them is paying off now. And Slot being able to transform these players and have them play the way that he needs to play is impressive, but I also think it is a testament to the work that Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders has done to recruit players who are willing to play the way that the manager can play and are talented enough to play in multiple different systems. Understand this, which I don't think people are bringing up enough. These players thrived in the Klopp system. There was times that we were calling Sabo literally like the next Steven Gerrard. There was times where Maka was the best midfielder in the league. There was times where Gravenberch was playing some of his best football for Liverpool. And now they're doing the same thing for Arne Slot. The fact that we've been able to unearth these talents who, it doesn't matter what system that they're playing, they're actually performing better. And it's a plus that they actually fit the Arne Slot system better than they did the Jurgen Klopp system. But I think that's a testament to their talent. I also think that's a testament to how great of a coach that Jurgen Klopp was, is that he's using these players who actually probably shouldn't be a good fit in his system, and we're still winning and we're still competing for trophies and winning things and competing at the top of the table. So let's dive into some of this review stuff. And I had to just get that out for a second. If you guys love content like this, if you guys love not hearing, takes and stuff like that you typically wouldn't hear, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends who are big Liverpool supporters. We got to continue to grow this community. We just hit 2,500 in the last video. Thank you, everybody, for subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the club. Let's continue to grow this thing. And when you do subscribe, make sure you guys comment below where you're subscribing from. We want to build this community all over the world. So I appreciate all of you who has decided to spend your time with me. I know it's very precious, and I don't take it for granted. So, Luis Diaz. I've said this before, and I know it's kind of crazy, and a lot of people have been on top of me for this. Luis Diaz is Liverpool's Neymar if he gets finishing. Be afraid. Luis Diaz is getting finishing. Under Arne Slot, who is, I'm seeing as a next generation manager, the generation that's coming now after Pep, after Klopp, a new gen manager, is getting the best out of Luis Diaz, and he's looking like the best winger in the league right now. And it could be very, very scary for opposition managers. I think we might be experiencing right now a changing of the guard from the old guard of the Klopp, Pep era, Ancelotti era, to where we're getting a new generation of managers with Thiago Motta, Arne Slot, Mikel Arteta. As much as I don't like Arsenal, he's a good manager. All of these new age managers are now coming in, and I think we're going to see a new era of dominance. And you can see by how well tactically this Liverpool side is setting up, how it's same players but feels completely different, more controlled, calculated risk, measured, transforming players, making them perform better in different systems. And I think this fits this Liverpool squad to the T. You have to say Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes played a blinder in appointing Arne Slot. He was the right guy. He was the right guy. I had some doubts in the beginning. Arne Slot is the right guy for this club. And he's a next generation manager. And all of the rest of the league should be very, very afraid of this manager. The poise, the confidence, the substitutions, resting players when important players when we need it, regardless of whether they like it or not. Keeping the team healthy, understanding it's more than what's happening on the pitch right now. It's everything from top to bottom. We have a special manager. I know we're 3 games in. 3 games, haven't conceded a goal. Before we'd be probably looking at we've already conceded maybe 3 or 4 or 5 goals. Still undefeated, but we've already conceded some goals. The fact that we're already 3 for 3 with 3 clean sheets, it's a good feeling, man. It's good to be a Liverpool fan right now. Mo Salah is still Mo Salah. If I'm the management team right now, if I'm FSG, if I'm Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards, I would probably be thinking we should probably break some of our rules from Mohamed Salah. And I've said this in the last video. Mo Salah is like a LeBron James. It doesn't matter how old they get, they're still one of the best players, if not the best player in the world. Every season consistently. Season in, season out. Season in, season out. With players like that in sports, you do not let those players go. And I think FSG, they understand that, right? Tom Brady situation, right? Where he's 40 years old, 41 years old, 42, and is still the best quarterback in the league. And I think Tom Brady could probably come back and still do well. He's one of those players. Salah's one of those players. He's in that vein of a Tom Brady, of a LeBron James, of a Michael Jordan, that no matter how old, a Kobe Bryant, no matter how old they get, they still find ways to be effective on the field and be one of the best players on the field. And Mo is that guy. You get that guy a contract. You sign him another extension, 1 year, 2 year, whatever you need to do. Pay him whatever he needs to be paid. Retire this man at Liverpool. He shouldn't be going anywhere else. But like it or not, the staff looks like they know more than we do about the club. More than myself, more than Lawrence McKenna, more than Anfield Agenda, more than All Red, more than, Liverpool fan from Japan. We can give great takes, we can give great analysis, and all those people that I mentioned before, we all do that. But they work there. They know the staff. They know the insides and the outs. They know the players. I think we'd be a little foolish to doubt the people who are actually in there working hands-on and have a track record of making great decisions. It'd be different if they didn't, right? It'd be different if it was a Manchester United situation where they don't have a great track record of making great decisions. But our staff, we have no reason to doubt them. And I know it wasn't a great transfer window. I know it didn't end the way that we wanted to end. But let's look at what's happening on the pitch and what we're seeing from these players. And you have you can't do anything but just smile, bro. You can't be anything but happy about this Liverpool team. If you are a true fan, you can. I tried to hate. I do. I try to hate as much as I can. I'm like, we still need a number 6. We still need a center back. But then when you watch them play, and you're like, maybe not. And then you fall back on the, what if somebody gets injured? And it's just like, we're so traumatized from the past handful of seasons of our players not being able to be fit. But just watch how Arne is handling each of these players, not only outside of game, but in game. Come on, you're coming off. 65 minutes, you're coming off. The game's over. Come on, you're coming off. But I don't want to come off. You're coming off. We need to keep you healthy. Why are we going to risk you another 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes where Lisandro Martinez can crash into you and injure you because he's frustrated? Come off. And we've needed that for a long time. And I think Trent now gets that. Completely different mentality coming off now, which I love. Subs are smart. Subs are good. Resting players when we need to. But this is a statement win. It's a statement win. And what this is saying, what does this mean? Liverpool are still a force. You can't argue with 3 out of 3. Without conceding a single goal yet, mind you, our defense looks back. Konate and VVD look amazing back there. And so does Trent, who locked up Marcus Rashford today, by the way. The players are thriving in this system, and Slot is the right man for the job. If you are an opposition supporter and you happen to stumble across this video, I have one message for you. Be afraid. You should be afraid of this Liverpool side because we're coming. The team that spent hundreds of $millions this past summer versus the team that spent $10 million, and we dominated you. Bring on Chelsea. Bring on Tottenham. We want Arsenal too. And we want to test ourselves against Manchester City. If you're a Liverpool fan, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Put down in the comments below, where are we finishing this season? Who impressed you the most this game? What is the surprise so far of the season for you amongst our squad? I appreciate you all. Thank you guys for tuning in. Anybody that's decided to subscribe, I love you. I appreciate you. And of course, a massive amount of appreciation for all of you deciding to spend time with us today. The On Form podcast is going to be moving from Mondays to Tuesdays so we can get everybody's games in, including the Monday games. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be dropping Tuesday. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.